राज महाराज की जय, गोपाल की जय, गौतम। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानविनाशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरो वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजाता सहगना रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगना ललिता श्रीशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धु जगत्पते गोपेशा गोपिका कान्ता तप्तकाञ्चना गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते प्रणमामि पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम राम करोति वाचालं पवनं लङ्कायते यत्कृपातमहं दीनतारिणं ब्रह्मानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्य। So we'll discuss something about tomorrow is just epping still. When Kuber when Kuber Pandit and Nabha Devi disappeared, Advaita Acharya went to Gaya to perform their Pindadan ceremonies and hence continued on a pilgrimage tour of the holy places in India. So Advaita Acharya's parents' name was Kuber Pandit Nabha Devi, and they disappeared early. Then Advaita Acharya went to Gaya, performed Pinda, and after that he went to on a place of pilgrimage. Then he came to Vrindavan and became absorbed in the worship of Krishna. He was staying in Vrindavan for some time, was worshipping Krishna. He discovered the deity of Sri Madan Mohan or Madan Gopal, which he later entrusted to the care of Chaube Brahman in Mathura before continuing on his pilgrimage tour. It was this deity that was later served by Sanatana Goswami. So this deity of which was carved by Vajranath, was found by Advaita Acharya under a tree. That tree is called Advaita Vat today. That tree is next to Bake Bihari. Right, there is a road that goes to Bake Bihari. The next road, there is a tree. It's called Advaita Vat. That's under that tree he found Madan Gopal deity. Then after worshipping him for some time, then Madan Gopal deity was Advaita Acharya kept under the care of Brahman Chaube. And Sanatana Goswami, when he was worshipping, then Madan Gopal came in the dream of Sanatana Goswami and he said, "Bring me from Chaube and worship." Now that deity is worshipped in Karoli in Jaipur. Anybody been to, yeah, the place Karoli? Karoli?
Even went to Sorry, other two.
Went to Damodar Tree. and Govind Dev.
Yes.
There are more actually there. There is Gopinath also there. Even they know.
Only Govind and Gopinath. We are not having.
Damodar. Damodar is the deity of Jiva Goswami, carved by who would play with Jiva Goswami. That temple is also there. Right? So actually, all the deities they went to um, what is the place in Jaipur where Govind Dev Ji is there? That capital of Jaipur. What is the capital? Jaipur is a state or city?
Jaipur is like a city. It's the capital of Rajasthan.
Oh, Rajasthan है state. तो जयपुर में ही है गोविंद देव. Around 2-3 hours इसका रोल है. It is Madan Gopal. So then, then after that, Advaita Acharya he returned back. This is condition of Navadip which moved the heart of Advaita Acharya. So Navadip was the highest seat of learning. Men of all ages were all highly proficient in their knowledge of the scriptures. This was due to their having been favored by the mercy of Saraswati Devi. So recently I was reading Chaitanya Bhagavat and Vrindavan Das Thakur says that before the Lord appears, the opulence goes into that place. Before the Lord came there, Navadip became like the most central part of India or the most important place in India. Navadip became. It's not like that now actually. That time it is said um, there were as many people there that there are so many ghats, right? Some of you have been to Navadip. So many ghats. Ganga goes everywhere. 9 islands are there. So many ghats. Every ghat every day, at least 100,000 people would take them. And it is said millions of people would live there. And people from Kanchi, from Varanasi, from Dwarka, from South India, anybody would was coming to learn scholarship in Navadvip. And all the greatest teachers would come there. It is said there were hundreds and thousands of professors. One cannot imagine how many students were there. And they were all completely atheistic. They would never chant the name of the Lord. And if you ask them chant the name of the Lord, they will it will be offense because they will make fun of you. So they would not even chant the name of the Lord. And it just drives scholarship. And everyone is super proud. Everyone is like Mother Saraswati was there, no? So the children would debate with the professor, professor with the children, and everything is based on who is better, student or professor. It's like, and anybody, like we hear it many times, if somebody want to get their daughter married, they would go to Navadip and find the best scholar. Means the best marriage happened. Like it is, everybody was dry scholar. For everybody, Brahman, impersonal, and no God in picture. So this was the condition of Navadip that time. And this is just a summary. We will read also. And Advaita Acharya, his heart was paining. And these people would criticize devotees, only few devotees. It's like, 100 million people and just few would gather. One of them was Vishwarup. And Advaita Acharya would speak everything on pure bhakti. And Advaita Acharya felt like, unless the Supreme Lord himself descend, even I cannot do anything. And that's when he would, in his desperation, even more desperate than that. That's when Advaita Acharya, in his desperation, would cry out. And when he would cry out to the Lord heart would shake. When Advaita Acharya would cry out the name of the Lord, the sound would resonate in Vaikuntha planets. It pierced. It was so intense, Advaita Acharya cries. It pierced and all over Vaikuntha, everybody would hear somebody's cry because he is Narayan. He can cry like the whole, it was sound all over Vaikuntha. And it reached Krishna's heart, and Krishna was like, I think I have to go now. Because it is said that no human being in this age of Kali can invite the Lord. The Lord himself has to invite the Lord. Okay. So people from distant land from India came to Navadip to imbibe the mellows of scholarly pursuit. From Mithila, they came to study Navanyaya, new logic. From Varanasi, the sannyasis and other Shavantis came to study Vedanta Darshan. From Kanchi, they came and from many other places as well. As there were thousands of professors only, one can just imagine how many students were present. Professors and lecturers were extremely proud of their accumulated knowledge. The young students were not afraid to debate with them in philosophical wrangling, with the hope that they could defeat their own teachers. This is clear, right? This is like the state. That's why first Chaitanya Mahaprabhu became Pandit, Nimai Pandit, and defeated all those millions and became the best scholar. And then he gave all that up and take to devotion. That was amazing. He became the best scholar. No? Everybody worship. He's the best. Like, do you know the most famous person in Farmington Hills? Some big man who like everybody knows him. Maybe Senate. Maybe. कोई हम लोग को तो कुछ वैसे ही पता नहीं रहता कौन क्या but imagine somebody who is most famous and then you hear the news he took up Krishna consciousness, got initiated, like something like that. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was the best scholar. And then he became a devotee, and everybody was Dimar Pandit became a devotee. No one was interested to hear descriptions of the religion of this age. Krishna Kirtan, congregational chanting of the holy name of Krishna. They are too busy in discussing the faults of others and in trying to make even their good qualities appear contemptible. Everybody was proud and everybody like इसमें ये खामी and everybody want to become the best scholar. भेड़ चाल बोलते हैं सब लोग अपने आप को दिखाना चाहते हैं कि I am the best and debate कर रहे हैं because who is valued in the whole all India, the person who is a scholar is valued. And everybody want to prove themselves as the best scholar. That's what the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says in the uh, second line of the fourth verse of Sikshashtaka. कविता वा जगदीश मुझे कभी भी नहीं बनना है मतलब स्कॉलर पोएटिक वो भी नहीं बनना है ना विजन सुन रही वो क्योंकि वो टाइम था उस वक्त कि दिस इज व्हाट यू वांट टू बिकम एंड चैतन्य महाप्रभु जन्मनि भवत भक्ति राहित amongst even the so-called renunciates who were so puffed up by their performance of penances and austerities, there is no one to be found whose mouth is decorated with the transcendental vibrations of the holy names of Hari. Only very few were habituated to take the names of Govinda and Pundarikaksha during their bath, though they considered it an offense to say the name of the Lord at other times. Those who explain the Gita and Bhagavad would never do so in terms of devotion, bhakti. When the devotees saw all these symptoms of the fallen souls of this age, they felt great distress and hopelessness for the lot of those unfortunate people. How could they possibly be delivered? So it was like hopeless situation and small group of devotees. And when they see everybody is like fighting and proud and would consider name if the name of Lord is chanted, they would consider it an offense. They were thinking, how could these people? It was like the hardest time, and they were thinking, what do we do? Saintly people would think we are hesitant to request them to celebrate the name of Hari as they will simply make offenses and hinder our devotional practices. We also know that even if they are requested, they will never chant. Their constant engagement is to make dissertations concerning their waste learning and lineage. Devotees simply silently perform their devotional practices by worshipping the deities in their homes, bathing in the Ganges, and discussing Krishna Katha, all the while praying for the descent of the Lord Krishna Chandra, that he might come quickly in order to save the fallen souls by awarding them his blessings. Advaita Acharya, the foremost of the Vaishnavas, and who was honored by all as the instructor of everyone in terms of knowledge, devotion, and remuneration, his eminent position was uneclipsed, and in describing specific devotion to Sri Krishna, he was like Lord Shiva himself. Whatever scriptures exist within the three words, he explains that the essence of all of them in terms of pure devotion to the lotus feet of Sri Krishna. There was very few Vaishnavas, and the leader of them was Advaita Acharya. And in his house, he would hold Gita and Bhagavad. Everybody would study Gita Bhagavad because they were scholars. They would study Vedas, Gita Bhagavad, but everything from a scholaristic and impersonalistic point of view, just like Jnana Yoga. And Advaita Acharya was the only one who would teach all the scriptures based on pure devotion to Sri Krishna. And they just know that if they ask anybody else, they're just going to offend and it will obstruct, they will create obstacle in their own devotional path also. So they were very helpless, and it was a small group. And in that small group, one person used to go. Who was that? Who are those devotees of Krishna that time? There was one whose name was, he was actually elder brother of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Vishwarup. Who else was there? Gadadhar would go there. Mukunda, he would sometime go there, sometime go outside Sangha also. क्योंकि influence बहुत ज्यादा था बाहर. So very very few associate with Advaita Acharya were there. So the strength of his desire that Sri Krishna will advent himself is so great that his loud cries pierce the covering of the universes and resound around within Vaikuntha. When Sri Krishna hears the Acharya's loud calling, he becomes submissive to such devotion and thus agrees to make his appeal. Advaita's lava dance. This is from Chaitanya Bhagavat. Whenever proud learned scholars would hear the devotees enjoy Hari Kirtan, they would make curly remarks. Oh, they are just trying to fill up their bellies by posing as mendicant sadhus. Actually, people were so against Hari Kirtan, and that's why Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did not start Sankirtan publicly for a very long time, even when he became a devotee. Just few of them would gather at the house of Shiva Thakur, and that's about it. And people were thinking like, what do they do inside the house that time? Then the when was the first time Mahaprabhu started public Sankirtan? During the Qazi's time. That time all the devatas also came. Till that time it was very hidden. By we hear Sridhar also. No? We hear Sridhar was the only devotee in that whole area. And when he would chant the name of Krishna, everybody else would say, you know, what your Krishna is doing to you. You know, so many holes in the heart and in your, you are doing this just to fill up your belly. Take this and now don't shout in the night. So this was that. That's how people were offensive. Everywhere it was the case actually. Only except a very few of them. By erading the culture of knowledge meant for ultimate liberation in Brahman, what do they possibly hope to accomplish by simply dancing in such a vain, glorious, and arrogant fashion? What kind of behavior is this? In this way, they are like sentimental, and they would criticize even Lord Chaitanya eventually. We saw that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is sentimental. So this was the time. And who are the best people there? The best people were like Sarvabhauma, Prakashananda, Keshava Bharati. These were like well-known people. It was that time. Actually, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu brought this um, revolution of devotion. After Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came many like um, uh, devotees like Narsingh Mehta is one. They are not in our line. Mirabai is one. There are many who came after Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was the one who brought this revolution of devotion. उससे पहले सब कुछ खाली था. Kali became like everything was impersonalistic that time. I have read the Bhagavatam, but nowhere did I find a mention that one should dance like this and cry. That's how these atheistic people or impersonalists would speak. Because of the chanting of Shiva's Pandit and his three brothers during the early morning, we are unable to sleep properly. What is the necessity of dancing, singing, and shouting so loudly? By hearing their remarks, the devotees could not help but feel pained. Because at that time, anything which is value scholarship. And these devotees, they won't study Shastras. I mean, in a way, debate for hours. They would just glorify the Lord and do Krishna Kirtan and eat prasad. And that's why when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu showed that, then everybody was like, this is not how sannyasi should be. Because that was the time, it was the effect of that time. But the devotees would feel very pained because how people would see them. Imagine if you are like an outcast and you go out and everybody criticizes you. How will it feel? Go out and everybody criticizes. Like nobody accepts you basically. And everybody is like same class, millions. And then only 15 people are like, and anything you go out, you are criticized. So devotees would feel a lot of pain, and they would go and tell Advaita Acharya that that's how we are being treated. When the devotees came to Advaita Acharya's house that day, they mentioned to him the remarks of the immoral rogues. Advaita flew into a rage and began his lava dance, which Shiva dances at the time of annihilation of the universe. While roaring loudly, I will destroy them all. I will destroy them. Advaita Acharya, when they tell that this is what people are doing, became crazy and he started dancing and he became angry, red eyes, and I will destroy all of them. All of them I will destroy. Like that, he was started roaring. Then again, he restrained himself. No, wait. My lord, the bearer of Sudarshan Chakra, is on his way here. When he arrives, then we will see what happens in these places called Nadia. I will bring Krishna within the vision of everyone. So they said, now I will see what will happen in Navadvip. I will see. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu comes, then we will see what will be that. Before Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went, na, all these people are pure devotees. उससे पहले ना सब लोग जानवर की तरह थे actually. My brothers, you just have to wait a few more days before you will be able to perceive him before you. By listening intently to these consoling words of the Acharya, the devotees were able to forget their tribulations and thus began to have a roaring kirtan. So Advaita Acharya said, Bhagwan Shri Krishna will descend and the whole Navadvip will change. Everybody will become a devotee just few days now. And everybody will become so enthusiastic and they would have a roaring kirtan.
This custom is before the Mahaprabhu's appearance.
Yes. Nimai Pandit has become a devotee. Actually, Nimai Pandit was there. But when these devotees would meet Nimai Pandit, they would feel the same devotion as while performing kirtan or while chanting the holy names of their pure devotees. So when Advait, I mean, is Lord Vishnu and Lord Shiva were to speak about devotees. Ek Narad Muni hai. But even when Lord's Maya potency, even they could not perceive who is Lord Chaitanya. It is said that even Balram could not perceive Krishna. We know this pastime. जब एक साल के लिए चोरी कर लिया था ना ब्रह्मा जी ने, so all of them became Krishna and even Balram didn't know that all my friends are Krishna only and all these calves are Krishna only. एक साल बाद उनको खटका कि ये ऐसे क्यों बिहेव कर रहे हैं कि जैसे कृष्णा के साथ बिहेव करते हैं, कुछ तो चक्कर है. तब कृष्णा said them, then Krishna showed that how he is only everywhere. So even Balram can be covered by the yogamaya potency of Krishna. When Krishna wants, na, Krishna can cover his own incarnation and only he knows. And if he wants, he can cover himself also. Anything he can do. So even Narad Muni, Advaita said, nobody could perceive. And when they see him, they feel the same devotion as when they are doing the devotional practice. They are so attracted to Nimai Pandit. And they would come and discuss. And they would tell Vishwarup, if your brother becomes a devotee now, too good. They would think like that. But they would run away because Nimai Pandit is one among others. His friends are all scholars. His teachers, everybody is scholar. And when the devotees, when Nimai Pandit would see the devotees, he would argue on scholarship. And the devotees would run away. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Ek din, I'll show you who I am. What kind of devotee I am. Ek din मैं आपको बताऊं. पर वो कुछ करेगी नहीं. But he was one among outsiders. He would just go to the house and bring Vishwarup when Sachi Mata would want him to come back. Otherwise, he would not associate. No Harikatha here. No participating in Krishna Kirtan with them. So finally, what happened? The best among all the scholars. Who is the best scholar in Navadvip? Nimai Pandit. So he came back from Gaya and suddenly, where is Krishna? From being the best scholar, he came back in Navadvip. The students are seeing, क्या हो गया? Where is Krishna? Where is Krishna? So in this way, so news went to Advaita Acharya. Ki Nimai Pandit has become a devotee. Finally, Nimai Pandit journeyed to Gaya, from where he returned a changed man. The devotees amazed to see the ecstatic transformation of divine love in the person of Sri Gaura Sundar. And these incidents were very joyfully narrated to Sri Advaita Acharya. अरे सुनो निमाय पंडित has become a devotee. हमारे कैंप में एंटर कर गए हो. By the force of his devotion, Advaita could ascertain that now the Lord was about to manifest his divinity. So Advaita understood What did he understand? समय आ गया, समय आ गया। जो कितने सालों से जो मैंने तप और तथा किया ना, और जो पूरी दुनिया हरि नाम लेगा ना, आज वो समय आ गया। तो अद्वैत आचार्य को understand from within his heart, time has come. But only Advaita, even Gadadhar Pandit could not understand. Having received this news, Advaita became completely absorbed and spoke, "My dear brothers, today I also have something very wonderful to relate to you. In the night, I saw something. In the night, someone came to me and said, Acharya, what you resolved to do has been successfully accomplished. All your fasting, your worship to me, calling to me with tears in your eyes, Krishna, Krishna, who you promised to bring here with your two arms raised high, that Lord of yours will reveal himself to you now." Nimai Pandit became a devotee, and Advaita Acharya said, "Samay aa gaya." Ah,
Did Advaita Acharya to, I mean,
he didn't know. But it is mentioned Chaitanya Bhagavat, when Mahaprabhu appeared, Advaita Acharya was dancing in ecstasy. हरिदास ठाकुर वो दो तो शांतिपुर में थे, वो दोनों एक्सटेटिक में डांस कर रहे हैं, but they both don't know why they are becoming so ecstatic for no reason. They were like, but nobody could understand that Nimai Pandit is Krishna. But when Mahaprabhu came and he became a devotee, then Advaita got a dream, and just a voice that all your prayers have been heard, now get ready. And then he didn't know what to expect. On the same day, devotees came and said, Nimai Pandit has become a devotee. Then Advaita Acharya connected that.
my parents.
क्योंकि वो ड्रीम आया कि I will be revealed to you now. And the news came, Nimai Pandit has become a devotee. And he was already attached Nimai Pandit forever. Then Advaita Acharya started thinking and he could connect. Well, like, अभी समय आ गया. He didn't say anything. अभी लोगों को तो पता नहीं, केवल अद्वैत आचार्य को पता लग गया कि यही कृष्ण है, बाकी सबको कुछ नहीं पता. In every house and village throughout the land, the chanting of Krishna's holy name will go on incessantly. Pure devotion, which is very difficult for even Lord Brahma to obtain, will by your mercy now be made available to all classes of men. I am coming. तो उस रात को वो ड्रीम आके वो बोले आवाज की आई एम कमिंग, और ये न्यूज आया, तो रथ समझ गए कि क्या, मतलब ही कुड कनेक्ट. One day, the Lord, who was the closest friend of Advaita, of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Huh? Closest to Lord Chaitanya. Gadai. Gadai was the closest. So one day, the Lord wanted to have some fun. So he took Gadai with him to go and see Advaita. So Mahaprabhu bole Gadai ko, let's go to Advaita's house. When they arrived there, they saw Advaita engaged in worshipping Krishna with Ganges water and tulasi leaves. Forcefully and repeatedly extending his arms in the air, he made the hearers resound with the sounds of Hari Hari. Sometimes he laughed and sometimes he cried, completely forgetting himself. He roared like an angry lion, and when one saw that anger, he might have thought that Rudra had descended upon that place. As soon as Vishwambar saw Advaitacharya in that mood, he fainted and fall to the ground. By the strength of his devotion, Advaita, now fully aware of everything, and thus he explained, once again I have met with the Lord of my life. Clear? So what happened? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took Gadai and said, we'll go to Advaita Acharya's house. And when they were, what was Advaita Acharya doing? He was worshipping. Whom he was worshipping? With Ganga and Tulsi leaf. And he was chanting the name of Hari. And he was like crying, shouting, and he became like super angry. Super angry means in his devotion. Cannot mimic. Advaita Acharya is known for his hunkar. This is his personality is like. So he was dancing like when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came and saw Advaita Acharya completely ecstatic in like Lord Shiva's anger, and chanting name of Hari. In that devotion, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu fainted. And Advaita looked back and he saw Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And he said, once again I have met the Lord of Truth. एक बार फिर से मुलाकात हुआ. And what is the situation now? Mahaprabhu is fainted. Gada is standing, Advaita is standing, and this is in the house of Advaita Acharya. And where is that house? नवदीप में कुछ लोग गए हैं ना, आप गए हो, आप गए हो. You saw the Advaita's house? आप भी गए हो? नहीं देखा ना तुमने? No. You saw that Shiva Sangan? Shiva Sangan के इस तरफ Shiva Sangan connected Advaita's house.
No, they are constructing.
Huh?
Renovating.
Renovating.
Close.
शांतिपुर से वो नवदीप आए और बगल में रहते थे महाप्रभु के. That's how his Sachi Mata's son would go there. Sachi Mata's son would not go to Shantipur. He has two homes. One here, one there. He would do like this.
Now I understand. She was having so can't because it's far away, like I'm thinking like how
So he moved there. Yeah, give me.
here he said once again I met the Lord.
I mean, in the dream and yeah, in the dream. So he addressed Lord. I mean, he kept on meeting Nimai Pandit many times, but he just never realized this is the Lord whom I cried and prayed for.
We become devotee.
Now he could understand.
Yeah.
So now he was like, so he addressed Lord Vishwambar within his mind. Now where will you go, you thief? For so long you managed to keep yourself hidden, but today you happen to stay this way. So I have caught you because I am also a thief, and it takes a thief to catch a thief. How many of you understood? Nobody understood. He is telling Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is a thief. Thief क्यों? छुपा के रखा अपने आप को. वो बोले मैं भी चोर हूँ. Why? मैं भी तो अपने आप को छुपा के रखा हूँ. It takes a thief to know a thief. वो भी तो नारायण है. Oh my Krishna. All thief, I am also a thief. It takes a thief to catch a thief. And now I've got who you are. He's just telling Gadadhar, he's like, he addressed in his mind. So Advaita Acharya is like, abhi tum pakde gaye ho. Like, Advaita is thinking in his mind. You cannot hide yourself from Advaita. Why is he called Advaita? Why his name is Advaita? Non-dual? How non-dual?
Krishna.
So Dvaita means there are two philosophies. Dvaita, Advaita. Dvaita means God is God, Jiva is Jiva. Advaita means Jiva and God same. So his name is Advaita because he and God same. There is no difference between him and Krishna, so he is Advaita. We cannot call ourselves Advaita. Only he can call because he is Narayan. That's why he is called Advaita because he is non-different from Krishna or Narayan. That's why he is called Advaita. And because he taught by his own example, that's why he is called Acharya. So Advaita Acharya. You cannot hide yourself from Advaita. Today I will rob the thief. By performing your worship, the truth will become manifest. Then Advaita went to get the ingredients for worship. Shortly he returned with Padya, Argya, Achmaniya, etc. Then Advaita Gosai began to worship the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Chandra. He smeared sandalwood parts on his feet and then placed nice scented flowers thereupon on the feet of Lord Chaitanya. Then he offered incense and lamps. Offering his salutations, he recited this verse over and over again. Namo Brahmana Devaya Gau Brahmana Hitaya Cha Jagaditaya Krishnaya Govindaya Namo Namah. He is reciting this one in front of Gadadhar too. The fainted Nimai Pandit. Govindaya Namo Namah. And then he is like the leader of Vaishnavas. And he's worshipping the feet putting sandalwood pulp on his feet, putting scented flowers, washing his feet, argya, achmaniya, and lamp offering, dhoop deep, govindaya namo namaha. So why Advaita Acharya is doing that? He wanted to expose by his example who this thief is. He said, "Aaj aapko expose kar dunga." And he started worshipping Sri Chaitanya Chandra. Having finally been able to recognize the Lord of his life, Advaita shed tears of ecstasy, with which he bathed Shri Vishwambar's feet. With his hands folded before his chest, he fell down like a stab at the lotus feet of Mahaprabhu. पूरा dust ले लिए Mahaprabhu, खाली कर दिया, पूरा smear कर लिया. Gadadhar is looking. Gadadhar smiled, and after biting his tongue to indicate as a gesture of humility, before addressing the Acharya, he spoke finally. Gosai, if you behave so respectfully to someone who is so much junior, then is it appropriate? एकदम बच्चा आपका वो, आप 50 साल बड़े हो, आप उसके साथ ऐसे दस ले रहे हो, वर्शिप कर रहे हो, वो शर्म, क्या ये अप्रोप्रिएट? आप गोसाई हो और वो मतलब मेरी एज का है गदाई, मतलब क्षेत्र में हम गदा सिमिलर एज, इज दिस अप्रोप्रिएट? Advaita Acharya laughed and replied, Gadadhar, how long will it take you before you realize who this really is? The Gadadhar became astonished and thoughtfully remarked, then I suppose the Supreme Lord has incarnated. So Advaita Acharya, through his example, made Gadadhar realize who this person is. अभी तक चैतन्य गदाधर को भी पता नहीं था कि कौन उनके साथ, किसके साथ वो खेल रहे हैं, पर उनको फीलिंग था. पर जब अद्वैत वर्शिप करने लगे ना, देन ही सेड आई थिंक द सुप्रीम लॉर्ड हैज कम. क्योंकि वो हमेशा अद्वैत आचार्य वुड टेल द लॉर्ड विल कम, एवरीथिंग विल बी गुड, एंड ही वाज टेलिंग दिस इन हिज प्रीचिंग टू एवरीबॉडी एवरी डे. एंड व्हेन अद्वैत आचार्य, सब लोग अद्वैत आचार्य जो बोलते हैं वो मानते हैं, ही इज अ लीडर. एंड व्हेन ही स्टार्टेड वर्शिपिंग, तो गदाधर समझ गया, हाँ, जो वो बचपन से मैं बोलते जा रहे हैं, आज वो दिखा रहे हैं. समझ गए कि कौन कौन है ये चैतन्य चंद्र. तो चैतन्य महाप्रभु इज एक्सपोज, केवल भक्तों में ही एक्सपोज होते हैं. Then sannyasi visits Advaita, and the sannyasi asks Advaita, what is the relationship between Lord Chaitanya and Keshav Bharati? Advaita thought there are two ways to answer, customary social view and spiritual view. He thought to answer from social view. When he learned his father, when and then understood, right? What is social view? Keshav Bharati is Guru of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. What is spiritual view? He is a part and parcel of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So he was thinking, how do I answer? So he said, Keshav Bharati is Guru of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Then Achyutananda was there, he was 5 years old and he was playing nearby. So when Achyutananda heard his father say that Lord Chaitanya has a guru, he rushed to the spot in great anger, though he continued to smile. What have you said, father? Did I hear you correctly? Please say it one more time so I can be sure. Lord Chaitanya has a guru? This is your decision judgment? How have you rashly made such a statement? I haven't even understand how these words were brought upon your tongue. The only possible explanation is that Kali Yuga has come. अभी आप ऐसा बोल रहे हो कि चैतन्य महाप्रभु हैज अ गुरु, or perhaps it is simply another illustration of insurmountable power of Maya, who is able to bewilder Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva. आप माया में फंस गए, ये माया का प्रकोप है, तभी आप ऐसा बोल रहे हो. Unlimited universes merge into the pores of that Chaitanya by his inconceivable will. Engage in his pastimes within the water as Mahavishnu, Garbhodaksha Vishnu, Shirodaksha Vishnu. Whereas all these great rishis and sages, they are existing since time immemorial. हमेशा से ये संत लोग तो आते जाते रहते हैं, पर भगवान का आना, संतों का आना अलग है. कितने संत है बताओ? Unlimited, right? Everywhere. So many sons are sitting here also. So many sons are there everywhere. But then cannot be on the same level as भगवान का आना, correct? तो वो बोलते कि क्या बोल रहे हो आप, आपके मुख से ये शब्द कैसे निकले? After having spoken these words, Achyutananda fell silent. चुप हो गए वो, क्योंकि पिताजी है, वो 5 साल का बच्चा है. Advaita Acharya entered into the higher region of happiness by hearing this statement, and thus he began to exclaim, Bap, Bap, Father, Father, as he took his son on his lap and bathed him with his tears. You are the progenitor, Father, and I am the son. अगले समय बोले, आप मेरे पिता हो, मेरे गुरु हो. You have appeared as my son only to instruct me. I have committed an offense. Please forgive me, my father. I will never speak like this again. I am giving my word. Hearing these praises of himself, Achyutananda was embarrassed and kept his head lowered. When the sannyasi heard these words spoken by Achyutananda and his father, he fell down to the ground to offer his prostrated obeisances. सन्यासी दोनों को ओबेसेंस पे किए, बोले कि भाई पिता और बेटा दोनों लोग मान यहाँ से चलो. The appearance on the scene of Sri Gaur Sundar returning from Ramkeli. Okay. So we will discuss there. Do you remember any pastimes of Advaita Acharya? So many pastimes. There are these many pastimes. I mean, these are just few. Advaita and Haridas and Shraddha ceremony. You know this pastime? Where Advaita Acharya showed by his example. And he is the best Brahmana. And he gave the first Shraddha offering when all the Brahmanas were there. He gave it to Haridas Thakur, who was born in a Muslim family. And Haridas was like, could not fathom. I'm going to say, eat. He worshipped Haridas Thakur. And he taught by his example that it is not the the caste we are born in, but it is the devotion one has. And among all the present, the highest devotion is with Haridas Thakur. Nama Shadi Haridas Thakur. 112 माला करते थे. So he gave the first Shraddha ceremony to Haridas Thakur. Then Lord punished Advaita Acharya. And Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would instruct everybody, but not Advaita. To Advaita, he would worship. So Advaita didn't like that. So Advaita Acharya wanted the Lord, he would to become angry with Advaita Acharya. So what did he do? He went to Shantipur और प्रचार करने लगे कि भगवान निराकार हैं, उनका कोई आकार नहीं है. They were going by. Then they heard the news that Advaita Acharya is speaking impersonalistic philosophy. They went to the house in Shantipur. Advaita Acharya called all the Brahmanas. Anyways, सब स्कॉलर भरे हुए हैं वहां पे, सभी लोग यही सुनना चाहते हैं. But when they hear it's coming from Advaita, who only speaks about devotion to Krishna, and वो बोल रहे कि भगवान में कोई आकार नहीं है, हम लोग को ऐसा लगा कि हम जीत गए. विजय सारे अभी सारे वो वैष्णव लोग भी हमारी क्लास में आ जाएंगे, वैसे ही कुछ नंबर में ही है. तो when चैतन्य महाप्रभु went there, वो एकदम चिल्लाने लगे, भगवान निराकार. चैतन्य महाप्रभु बोले अद्वैता. जाके जब व्यास में बैठे, बुद्धि पकड़ के गिराया उनको, फिर उनके स्टमक पे जंप करके को मारने लगे मुख को से, उसके छाले पाट. तब अद्वैत आचार्य की पत्नी आई, whose name was सीता ठाकुर रानी. वो बोले भगवान वो बूढ़ा आदमी है, जरा 100 के ऊपर है, एक मुट्ठी से आपके मर जाएगा वो, थोड़ा दया करो. Then Advaita Acharya started laughing. You know, उनका laugh famous है. बोले हाँ, आज तुमने मुझे अपना सेवक बनाया. Then Sachi Devi and Advaita Acharya, we know this past time. Huh?
The first one, Advaita and Vilas, Shraddha ceremony, मतलब their understanding तो
Ancestors.
हाँ. लेकिन यहाँ पे कैसे मतलब हरिदास ठाकुर का वो
तो श्राद्ध सेरेमनी Advaita Acharya ने वो मतलब he organized it for his ancestors. है ना? Everybody came. So when the first Shraddha offering is made, it is made to the most respectable person in the assembly. So he gave it to Haridas. So everybody was shocked. We are such high Brahmanas and he are giving it to a Malecha, like by caste. But he wanted to serve high. वो शुद्ध भक्त है, आप ordinary जीव हो. Wanted to make a distinction. Then the Lord comes to Shantipur. We know this pastime. After that, Advaita Acharya gave shelter to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu for 7 days. And every day then Advaita Acharya क्या खाना बनाए वो महाप्रभु नित्यानंद प्रभु के लिए. उसके बाद खाना खिला के बोले 2 घंटा रेस्ट लो. महाप्रभु नित्यानंद प्रभु रेस्ट लिए. फिर महाप्रभु उठे. फिर अद्वैत आचार्य बोले चालू करे. बोले क्या चालू करे, अपना होल नाइट कीर्तन। अभी हर दिन होल नाइट कीर्तन हो रहा है, 3-4 दिन से कोई कीर्तन नहीं हुआ। चलो अपने घर चले गए, सब नवदीप वाले आ गए थे। बोले, चालू करे, जितने हम लोग बैठे हुए हैं। फिर अद्वैत चालू स्टार्टेड सिंगिंग, अरे, और अंदर जाके असेंबली में डांस करने लगे। नितिन लोग आके डांस करने लगे। फिर जितने लोग एक्साइटेड हो गए, जितने वहां पे आके ज्वाइन किए, सब लोग ज्वाइन किए। तो इस तरीके से फिर वो हर दिन डांस करते थे। फिर 7 दिन के बाद चैतन्य महाप्रभु ने बोला कि मुझे अब जाना हो। तो अद्वैत, पहले वो 3 दिन के बाद जाने के लिए बोले। अद्वैत चरण बोले कि भगवान अभी थोड़ा और रुक, अभी अद्वैत आचार्य की बात को महाप्रभु कभी टालते नहीं थे। महाप्रभु बोले कि ठीक है, मैं 3-4 दिन और रुकूंगा। 4 दिन और रुके, फिर जाने लगे। तो सब लोग वहीं रुके थे, केवल अद्वैत आचार्य, 4 लोग उनके साथ थे, निताय थे, मुकुंद थे और गोपीनाथ थे, सबके साथ। ओनली अद्वैत आचार्य वेंट फॉर अ लॉन्ग डिस्टेंस। हाँ। Only Advaita Acharya went for a long distance till with then uh, and Advaita Acharya didn't want to leave. But to all the devotees, he said, no, no, it's time for Mahaprabhu to go. Mahaprabhu has to. Advaita Acharya would always fulfill Mahaprabhu's desire. And then after halfway, then Mahaprabhu forced Advaita. Advaita Acharya cried and just kept there. Then he received the news that and the Lord has went to South India. Then Advaita Acharya waited for 2.5 years. Then Kala Krishna Das came with the news that Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has returned. And what was the reaction of Advaita Acharya? He started loudly crying like Omkar again, like the Lord has come. उठाया, चलो कहाँ जा रहे हैं, पूरी जा रहे हैं, चलो महाप्रभु वापस आ गए। तो उनका ऐसा प्रेम था। अद्वैत आचार्य है सच डीप लव फॉर चैतन्य महाप्रभु। और सबको इकट्ठा किए, 200 बंगाली वैष्णव, 200 Bengali Vaishnava, and then they all started going. Very spontaneous love Advaita Acharya has for Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Then Advaita goes to Puri for annual pilgrimage. Lord Chaitanya revived Advaita son at Gundicha Mandir. वो actually मर गए थे, तो महाप्रभु revive किए Advaita son को। हाँ, during Gundicha temple. Advaita sent a riddle to Lord Chaitanya. So you know about the riddle? So Advait, Sri Chaitanya, this is the last thing. 28 भी हो गया है. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had a very close associate who was Satyabhama. Whose name was जगन्नाथ पंडित. वो बोले कि पहले बोले आई वांट टू गो टू वृंदावन. महाप्रभु बोले नहीं. बोले नो, आई हैव टू गो. नहीं, नो, आई विल गो. नो. देन जगन्नाथ पंडित से क्या करे यार, महाप्रभु परमिशन नहीं दे रहे. Mahaprabhu is not giving permission. Then Jagannatha Pandit went to Govinda, Sarup Damodar. He approached everybody, and everybody went on behalf of to Lord Chaitanya on behalf of Jaga. Then Mahaprabhu said, "All right, he can go, but tell him not to go alone. Tell him be very careful, and tell him to be with Sanatan all the time." And then Jagannatha Pandit came back. Then for some time he stayed. Then he said, then Mahaprabhu told Jaga, "You go to Navadvip now." So Jagannatha Pandit went to Navadvip, and then he went to Advaita Acharya house also. Then Jagannath Pandit was coming back to meet Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, again back to Puri. Then Advaita gave a note. He said, give it to the Lord. And what did the note say? There is another presentation. This is what the note said actually. Jagannath Pandit went to Advaita Acharya and also asked his permission to return. Advaita Acharya gave him a message to deliver to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. बहुला का कहिया लोका हाइला बहुला, बहुला के कहिए हाथे ना विकाया चाउला, बहुला का कहिए काय nahi ka aula, baula ka kahiya, iha kahiya che baula. Everybody understood? So it's like bahula ka kahiya. Baula means madman. Baula ka kahiya. Go and tell that madman. Baula ka kahiya. Loka haila baula. Means everyone has become madman. Tell that madman, everyone has become madman. Baula ke kahiya. Hathe na vikaya chaula. Chaula means chawal. Chawal means rice. Hathe na vikaya chaula. There is no need of chawal. No need of rice in the market. Bahula ka kahiya, go and tell that madman, the rice is no more in demand. Tell that madman, loka haila baula, baula ka kahiya, hathe na vikaya chaula. There is no need of rice in the market. Understood so far? Baula ka kahiya, go and tell that baula, kaye nahi ka aula. There is nobody who is remaining to be mad. Nobody. Further tell him that those now mad in ecstatic love are no longer interested in material world. Baula ka kahiya, iha kahiya che baula. And go and tell that madman that that a madman has sent this message. Iha kahiya che baula. This is said by another baula. Everybody has become baula. There is no need of chaula in this. And those who are baula, they're not interested in aula. They're not interested in material world. Tell that baula, another baula has sent this message. So when Chaitanya understood that, he said, we could understand, but the Lord's potency, Swarup Damodar Goswami asked, well, what does it mean? Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Advaita is a mystic, who can understand? Then Swarup Damodar understood, there is nothing that Lord cannot understand. Then he understood. And then Swarup Damodar became very sad in his. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, who can understand Advaita's message? He's a mystic. And then Mahaprabhu intensified his separation. Like the deepest ecstasy Mahaprabhu exhibited. And then Mahaprabhu made his disappearance. So Advaita Acharya brought Chaitanya Mahaprabhu here, and Advaita Acharya sent him back. And Srila Prabhupada, he went to Shantipur to pray to Advaita Acharya. Why? Because he prayed that just like you, Advaita Acharya, you brought Krishna to everyone. Everybody was suffering, lost. And you gave Krishna by your mercy, actually the Lord came. By your desire, everybody became a devotee. And Prabhupada's mood was, my Guru Maharaj has given me an impossible mission. And by your mercy, they all can become devotees. Because by your mercy, entire Navadip, entire India became devotee. So that's why Prabhupada went to Shantipur and prayed for Advaita Acharya. That he can do the same thing that Advaita Acharya did. So that's why it's very important to celebrate this day of Sri Advaita Acharya Prabhu Appearance Day. And we can beg for his mercy to help us so we can fulfill his desire. What his deep desire was of Advaita Acharya is that everybody became a devotee. So we are begging for his mercy today and tomorrow. So we can also do the same thing and can attract his mercy. That people who are away from Krishna can, by the mercy of Advaita Acharya, can understand the importance and can accept Krishna consciousness in their life. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's teachings in their life. Prabhupada's books in their life. Sri Advaita Acharya Bhagwan ki Jai, Prabhupada ki Jai. Rushing Aarti? Somebody's. We are ending on Zoom. Prabhuji's Mataji, send the pranam.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Very grateful. Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Very grateful. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you.
Very nice. Thank you.